In a heartfelt moment of reflection, the Portola Valley community grieves the loss of a treasured figure, Dan Flahavan, a man whose life was defined by leadership, service, and a deep-rooted passion for teaching. Dan passed away on April 16, 2025. His absence is profoundly felt not just within the walls of the schools he served, but across the broader community that knew him as a steadfast presence, an inspiring mentor, and a dedicated friend. As we look back on Dan's extraordinary life, we are reminded of the quiet yet powerful ways one individual can shape a generation. A pillar of the Portola Valley School District, Dan Flahavan's impact began in 1993 when he joined the Portola Valley School District. Over the next 3 decades, he would become more than a physical education teacher. He became a fixture of the district, known and respected by students, parents, and faculty alike. Teaching co-ed PE to grades 4 through 8 at Corte Madera School, Dan brought energy, empathy, and innovation to his classroom every day. He didn't just teach games or rules, he taught values, respect, teamwork, self-confidence, and resilience. His classes became spaces where students felt seen, challenged, and supported, and where the spirit of community was cultivated with each activity and interaction. Outside the classroom, Dan's leadership extended into broader educational spheres. His guidance helped shape district-wide approaches to physical education and student engagement. Colleagues regularly sought his advice, and his voice carried weight in shaping the culture and priorities of the school district. His legacy includes not only the programs he developed, but also the educators he inspired to lead with heart. Champion of movement, sportsmanship, and teamwork, at the heart of Dan's philosophy was the belief that movement matters, not just for health, but for character development. He introduced 2 now iconic programs, the Noon League and the After-School Sports Program. These were not merely extracurricular activities, but essential pillars of the student experience under Dan's guidance. The Noon League turned idle lunch breaks into vibrant bursts of energy, learning, and bonding. Students eagerly awaited their time to play, to compete, and to grow alongside peers. More than athletic skills, they gained confidence, discipline, and a sense of belonging. The After-School Sports Program continued this work, giving students additional outlets to explore their talents, take on leadership roles, and experience the highs and lows of team dynamics, lessons that would remain with them long after graduation. Dan's vision for these programs was clear: use sports to empower. Through his tireless efforts, hundreds of children discovered not only the joy of play, but also their own strength and potential. Founder of Panthers Camp, a summer tradition of growth, perhaps one of Dan Flahavan's most enduring contributions was the founding of Panthers Camp, a beloved summer tradition that brought joy, structure, and inspiration to young people throughout Portola Valley. Inspired by his own experiences with Nike sports camps, Dan dreamed of creating a space that combined athletic development with life coaching, where kids could not only train, but also bond, explore, and grow. At Panthers Camp, Dan's guiding presence was unmistakable. Whether organizing team games or engaging in one-on-one encouragement, he infused every moment with enthusiasm and care. The camp became a beacon of the values Dan held dear: kindness, integrity, and fun. It served as a safe, enriching environment that parents trusted and children adored. Even long after they outgrew the camp, alumni would often return, some as volunteers, some simply to visit, drawn by the legacy Dan had built. A lifelong learner and dedicated mentor, Dan's professional journey began with a bachelor's in physical education from Sacramento State University, followed by a master's in education from San Francisco State University. But his pursuit of knowledge didn't stop at degrees. He was a constant learner, attending workshops, refining his curriculum, and adopting fresh strategies to engage students in new and effective ways. Yet, Dan's greatest strength was always in how he connected with people. He wasn't just a coach. He was a mentor, a role model, a steady hand in turbulent times. His students remember him not just for teaching them how to play, but for teaching them how to lead, how to care, how to believe in themselves. His empathy and intuition allowed him to see beyond a student's exterior, helping them uncover abilities they never knew they had. Honoring a legacy that shaped generations, though Dan Flahavan kept his personal life largely private, his influence on public life was unmistakable. His memory is now being preserved through a number of community-led initiatives. Plans are underway for scholarships in his name, designed to support students who embody the values Dan stood for: perseverance, kindness, and excellence. These scholarships aim to carry forward Dan's belief that every child, with the right encouragement and opportunity, can flourish. In addition, community sports events, assemblies, and memorials are being dedicated in Dan's honor. These gatherings not only allow loved ones to grieve together, but also celebrate the indelible mark he left on their lives. Through every story shared and every game played in his memory, Dan continues to inspire. The spirit of Dan Flahavan lives on. Dan's impact cannot be measured by titles or accolades, but by the ripple effect of his mentorship and care. His spirit lives on in every student who now walks with confidence, in every team that plays with unity, and in every teacher who strives to lead with compassion. The gymnasiums he filled with laughter, the camps he brought to life, and the communities he bound together with purpose and heart will forever carry his presence. As the Portola Valley community mourns this tremendous loss, it also embraces the responsibility of honoring Dan's legacy, not with silence, but with celebration. With continued dedication to the programs he championed and the ideals he lived by, Dan Flahavan's legacy will not fade. It will continue to thrive, echoing through each student who dares to dream and each educator who dares to lead. In memory of Mr. Dan Flahavan, thank you for your years of dedication, your unwavering kindness, and your belief in the limitless potential of every child.